Hi, this is Dirt Farmer Maggie from dirtfarmerj.com. You know, I've been collecting recipes in this book for many, many years, probably up to almost 30 years. And I have a lot of recipes that were from older people in my family. Now that I'm 65, I'm in that category. But I've got recipes from my mother here, my mother-in-law, my aunts, friends, and so I thought it might be kind of fun to share some of these heritage recipes with you. Stay tuned and we'll get started. We were recently looking on Pinterest and found a recipe for a dump cake that was strawberry rhubarb dump cake. Now, I had never heard of a dump cake before, but evidently these recipes have been around for a long time. And a dump cake is a recipe that requires no stirring, and it's really, really fast to make. So this has become a go-to for me in the last few weeks. We've had several different entertainment opportunities where we've supposed to bring a dessert, and I brought this and people just love it. So I'm going to show you real quick how to make this cake. Right here you'll see that these are all the ingredients that you need for the cake. You need, this is rhubarb, which I've already picked outside and cut up. And if you don't have rhubarb, I'll give you some other variations at the end of the video of different types of things you can use besides rhubarb. Sometimes it's hard to find it if you're not growing it. Then you're going to use just a regular yellow cake mix, a 4-ounce box of strawberry jello, a cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of melted butter, and a cup of water. And that is it. So let's see how fast we can do this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to grease the pan with some shortening. It doesn't have to be greased a whole lot, but this is going to bubble and spread around, so you want to grease it a little bit. Then you're going to take your rhubarb and you're going to put it into the pan. This is 3 to 4 cups of rhubarb, and just spread it out where it's evenly spaced in the pan. Now, because rhubarb is such a tart fruit, it requires a lot of sugar. If you were going to be using something different, like I made one with apricots, I cut the sugar about in half because there's also sugar in the jello, so you don't want to make it sickeningly sweet. But the next thing you're going to do is just sprinkle the sugar on top of the rhubarb as evenly as you can. And again, this is a cup because rhubarb is such a tart fruit. And then the next thing I'm going to do is do the same thing with the packet of strawberry jello. Now, when I did the apricot one, I couldn't find apricot jello, so I used peach jello, and that turned out just fine. When you do use a different kind of fruit that's a little juicier, you will end up with more of a cobbler than a crumble. And then the next thing we're going to do is put the cake mix on top. Now notice I haven't stirred anything or put any kind of liquid in here. Right now we're just layering on all of the floured, the dry ingredients. You get the cake mix around, and then you can just spread it with your hands. Get it all nice and even over the top. Now when you do cook this, some of this cake mix sometimes won't be it won't get saturated with the water, and it'll still be kind of powdery, but it still tastes great, and it even adds a little bit of, I don't know, pizzazz to the cake. Then I'm going to take a cup of water and I'm just going to pour it as evenly as I can all over this cake. Resist the urge to stir. You're not going to stir anything. Get that water all over, and then the last thing is the cup or 1/4 cup of melted butter. Make sure you use butter, not margarine. Butter is the deal. I've got that all over there. And now I'm simply going to take this and pop it into a 350 oven for about 50 to 55 minutes, and let's see what it looks like when it comes out. Here we go. Okay, so I've got my oven preheated to 350. Go ahead and take the pan, put it in the oven, and then I'm going to set the timer for 55 minutes. Okay, it's been 55 minutes. Let's see what we've got. Look at that. Perfect. It's bubbling. It's nice and brown on top. And I'm going to take it over here and put it on the rack. As you can see now, the crumble has come down to room temperature, and I decided it was time to take a sample. You can see that the underneath is all soft and creamy, and on top is a nice crust to make the crumble crunchy. And let's see how it tastes. Gotta have a little vanilla ice cream, you know. Great. It's crunchy, it's sweet and sour and yummy all at the same time. Hey, if you like this video and you want to give the recipe a try, please do that. You can see the recipe below at the link below, and send me a message and let me know how you like it. You can also come up with some other varieties of your own, different types of fruit you can use in it, and let me know how that goes as well. And then I've given you 2 end cards to 2 other of my culinary videos. Check those out and look for some more heritage recipes to come. Until next time, it's Dirt Farmer Maggie from dirtfarmerj.com.